Hello, anatomy and physiology students. I put together this video to help you with this week's assignments, so I'll just quickly explain those. But before I do that, yesterday we did have a faculty meeting and we talked about the workload and just students feeling really overwhelmed with the new responsibilities at home, which could be taking care of siblings or working or just any and all of those combined. So we really are trying to make it less stressful for all of you. So for this week, you just have one assignment. This one assignment should not take more than an hour. So it looks like a lot, but really a lot of it is also just instructions telling you what to do next in the interactive part of the assignment. So let me go ahead and show that to you right now. So I'm going to share my screen, and this is what your assignment will look like in Google Classroom. So I'll make a copy for each of you individually. And the first thing it tells you is to go to the website listed above, right here, hhmi.org. Just click on that link directly. It will take you to this page, and you're going to want to click on Launch Interactive. And it's a cardiology lab. So let me move this aside, and this might work best. In fact, this is how I completed it. I put my screens side by side. So let me bring this one out. I just put them side by side as I worked on it. The doc, this one here, the cardiology lab doc in Google Classroom, is going to basically walk you through where you should be at and what you're doing. Let me see if I can move my face. There we go. So the first step is to go to that link, launch the cardiology lab, and then it tells you right here you should be on the intro tab, which you're going to find right here. So you're on the intro tab right here, and then it says read the introduction on the right and answer the questions below. So as you read through the introduction right here, it's going to give you some answers that you're going to fill in over here. And if you see a line on the doc, that means I've given you space to fill it in. So if you just double click on that, you should be able to type in your answer. Okay, so if you see a line, click on the line, that's where you're going to put your answer. And it's like that for the whole document. So if you see this line here, just double click on it, write your answer, and so on. Okay, so you read through the introduction here, you fill in these answers right over here. It gives you the same learning objectives, and then it tells you what to click on next. So the document, the Google Doc, is going to be guiding you through what tabs and what things you're doing in the interactive part of it. So please don't freak out. It says it's 1 of 8 pages. A lot of it is telling you what to do next. So it is a lot of reading, but in this cardiology lab, you're pretending to be an intern and you're assisting a doctor. So it says the next thing is to click, click on the left to enter the virtual cardiology lab. So you're going to click here to enter, and then it'll say that it's loading. The next step, if you look at the document, is to click on the exam door. And because I've done this before, I'm just going to hit start over, because it keeps track of what you've done if you've been in multiple times. Okay, so let me just move my screen around a bit. Alright, so click on the exam door, and then let me see here. Before you answer the quiz questions, you're going to click on Cardiology Guide. So you'll go back to, let me move this over. I'm trying to find that Cardiology Guide. Sorry, I'm having some technical difficulties, or it's really just me. Oh, here we go. I couldn't read the rest of it. All right. So we're going to go to the reference tab, click on that, and then click, it's already on the cardiology guide, so you can't click on it, so you're already where you need to be. And then, let's see, before you answer the quiz questions, click on the cardiology guide and answer the questions below. So as you make your way through the guide, here you're going to be answering these questions. For example, what is the essential function of the heart? Let me see if we can find it. I think we were supposed to click on something else that I forgot to do right here. So more about basics. So it says click on more about basic cardiac anatomy physiology. There we go. And then it says what is the essential function of the heart, and it's right here. The essential function of the heart is to pump blood to various parts of the body. Alright, so I can copy that, insert it here. In fact, I'll have to do Control-V. And then you have your first answer. So it'll tell you in the Google Doc what you're clicking on. And then you just fill in the answers. Okay? So it looks like a lot of work. It should not take you more than an hour. And make sure you're looking at the Google Doc and following whatever it says to click on in the virtual part of the interactive. And then at the end, so as you work your way through, it's a pretty fun virtual lab, because at the end you basically give your diagnosis to the doctor. You tell them, based on this information and the notes we've taken and the history, this is what we think the patient has. So it's pretty fun. I hope you enjoy it. And don't spend more than an hour on this, okay? It should not be that hard. And then by the time you fill in that document, because like as you're going through it in the interactive, if you're answering those quiz questions and you get them wrong in the interactive, it gives you the right answer. So by the time you work through the interactive and put your questions down on your document, you should have the correct answers, because if you're wrong, it will tell you. So I hope that this is fun, that you are learning, but that it's not stressful, okay? And if it is, reach out to me. And it should not take more than 1 hour. And I only want you to see one patient. There are different patients, so you might get assigned a different patient. When I went through it the first time, I got assigned patient C. You might get a different patient, but that's okay. So only see one patient. You don't have to do all patients, unless you really want to, but it's not part of the assignment. All right, reach out if you have problems, and stay safe. Also reach out if you're feeling overwhelmed. Please let me know. Have a good week.